Good morning and greetings from Northumberland. You can see it's a sunny day, not quite sunny enough to close the curtains, but maybe I should have. It's the 30th, the penultimate day in July, and we celebrate today in the calendar of memorials of the Church of England 3 men, 2 English and 1 African in descent. William Wilberforce, who is probably the most famous, Olaudah Equiano, and Thomas Clarkson. They all lived in the 18th and 19th centuries, and they were all part of the campaign that saw the freedom, the emancipation, and the legal banning of the slave trade in the British Empire, although not, of course, in the world. Olaudah, who was in race Nigerian, he came from the part of Africa that is now Nigeria. He was kidnapped into slavery, but eventually given the opportunity to purchase his own freedom. He became an Anglican Christian living in England and wrote a biography. And his autobiography was important in forming people's opinions and their understanding of Africans as equal people. And he lived and died in England. Wilberforce is best known, the MP for Hull and then for Yorkshire, and an active campaigner with many evangelical Christians in the Clapham sect for social reform and the ending of the slave trade. And he died just as the slave trade was finally banned and the order for the emancipation of slaves was released. Thomas Clarkson was more of a backroom boy. His research and his method helped to empower the anti-slavery movement. But these 3 different people, all Christians, all inspired by their faith in Jesus Christ, made a significant difference to, first of all, the understanding of Christians in this country of people who were different. Remember, for such a long time, slavery had been permitted by people who believed themselves to be faithful followers of Jesus Christ, because in some ways they saw African people as different, and therefore it was okay to be prejudiced against them. That's important as we look at all the issues that face us. How do we stay faithful to Christ, who was the Christ who wished to welcome all? Also, we see people who had to overcome opposition in their society. And in the gospel reading today, Jesus is rejected in his home place because people say, well, we know who he is, how can he be really significant? And the Christian message will face rejection for all sorts of reasons. But faithfulness and perseverance and continuing to do what we believe to be right is a key issue there. So we give thanks for these great reforming men, and we pray that in our own lives we may be dedicated to justice, to equality, and to the welfare of the most vulnerable. May God bless us all.